Hi, this is Dami from Mixing Like a Pro. Thank you again for joining today. If you're here, you've seen the title. I'm going to show you how to use a delay in your DAW, any DAW of choice and any plugin of choice. What to think about when using the delay sound and what style of delay to use for certain instruments. So just join me. I'll be using Pro Tools today to demonstrate this for you. All right, see ya. All right, so we're gonna start from the vocal track right here. This is the vocal track, and then I'm sending, as you can see right here, from my send. You can do this in Logic or any DAW that you're using. I'm sending some signal from here to this bus right here, and this bus have the delay on here. Okay, so I'm gonna pull up, we can use the Echo Boy. I'm also gonna pull up the Mani Q. All right, so the first thing first, looking at the Echo Boy one here, right here, you have your standard mix knob. This is there just in case you want to add this particular delay on the main track itself. That way you can blend it in. But when you're using it on the bus send, you want to keep it at 100%. So we have what we call here the echo time. This allows you to basically time the echo, basically the echo that comes when you apply it. So you have different notes that you can select from: 8 notes, 16 notes, a quarter note, or even 32 notes. Here you can cycle through them, or you can use this right here. And what this means is that when you initiate the original sound, it's going to wait for about an eighth. I'm not sure if that's 8 seconds. It's not 8 seconds for sure. Whether that is 8 milliseconds, but 8 notes, it's going to take that long before you can hear the delay. And let's actually do an example quickly. I'm going to grab maybe a note here. I'm going to solo this and make this plugin active. So also, okay. Cause I've got another chance. So you can hear that if I push it to 16, that's gonna come in faster, right? Quicker than 8 notes. Cause I've got another chance. I'm gonna go to 32 now. Cause I've got another chance. Let's do 64. Cause I've got another chance. So 64 is almost instant, right? You can it's almost acting as at that point like a slap delay or something. All right, so that's the time. This is probably the most important knob or parameter on any delay that you find, is the way to adjust the time. And here you have your feedback. The feedback is basically how many times you want to hear the delayed signal. So you have your parameters from minimum to maximum. Some it's from 0 to 100. So the lower the number, the less repeat you're going to hear. The higher the number, the more repeat you're going to hear. So if I set it at, let's do an example here too. So it's gonna be at minimum. You're gonna hear it once and then it cuts off. If I push the feedback up, it can also go for eternity or infinity. All right, so let's try that. Cause I've got another chance. Okay, so I'm gonna increase. Cause I've got another chance. So you hear how many times it repeats itself. So cause, then you say cause, and it keeps repeating each note that you play. I'm gonna exaggerate it so you can hear exactly how that works, and I'll go to the end of the track here. You are so beautiful to me. So here it won't stop. I need to maybe adjust it, bring it back down. So that's the feedback. That's another crucial part of your echo. Those two things, your time and the feedback. Every other thing is just maybe an addition to help shape the sound, but there is more that we're going to cover. So just looking at it, what we just talked about too, on the one here by Waves, you can see I'll talk about the host in a second here. So you can see here is your time, right? Your left and right delay. Because it's, let me set to host and I'll tell you why. So you can see those simple numbers here too. 8 notes, quarter note here, half note, and then your feedback as well. And this is in the link mode. Okay, so that is two things. And then we have the low cut and high cut. So what that allows you to do is to remove any low frequency from the delay itself, not from your original track. So and also the high cuts as well too. So let's say you don't want to keep some of the low end coming from the delay, you can basically cut that out.
Are so beautiful to me. Oh, you are so beautiful to me.
As you can hear, right?
Oh, you are so beautiful to me.
So most times you might want to do that, and you might also want to use the high cut as well to remove the high frequency. Let's hear.
Are so beautiful to me.
Oh, sorry. That was a mistake. I was like, that sounds Gyrator. So this is minimum, this is maximum. So by doing this, I already removed all of the high frequency. So let's do that again.
Are so beautiful to me. Oh, you are.
The high frequency is gone in that. Same thing here with the waves version here too. Where is it, right? So you have the low high cut. Here is the high pass filter and low pass filter. Same thing.
Are so beautiful to me. Oh, you are so beautiful to me.
Okay, so hope that was helpful. The next thing we're gonna look at is the Echo Boy here is the tap tempo. So this delay allows you two things you want to do with your delay. Sometimes you might say you want to create a slap delay. You don't want that to be most times you don't want it to be maybe sync to the tempo of the song. You want to maybe adjust it manually, but it depends. So here you have tap tempo, where you can actually tap the tempo that you want this delay to sync to. And also you have the option to remove it from sync. So when I click on this option right here, it's going to sync it to the tempo of the track, or I can do manually by tapping the tempo that I want in here. In the waves version here, you can see you have this mode, it's called the host, and then here, so when you put it to host here, it syncs to the tempo, which is kind of really what you want in most cases.
Oh, you are so beautiful to me.
And then, but you can switch it to the second mode here, which is the milliseconds mode. So that allows you to adjust this independently, so you're not stuck to any time signature per se. You can push it how you want, and it goes from 0 to 2000. Let's hear that.
Oh, you are so beautiful to me.
All right, so you can hear that. So you want to play around. Most times, if you're looking for 8 notes, just use the sync it to the tempo of the song. If you don't know the tempo of the song, in cases like that, you can just listen manually and adjust it to taste. All right, so we've covered the feedback, we've covered the time, as well as the filters that you have. Now this particular one here, let's go back to the Echo Boy. It's showing you now, it has what they call mode right here. So you have single echo, you have dual echo, you have ping pong, and then rhythm echo. The one I'm going to really focus more is maybe the ping pong here. But when you switch, let me play another note here. So it's on single echo right now. You're hearing it from one channel.
Are so beautiful to me. Oh, you are.
So when I switch to dual, now you have independent channel where by default it's set to 8 notes, and you can choose to change the left side, channel 1, to 16 notes, and then the right side to a different value. So what you're going to hear is, when I play the direct signal coming in the middle, I'm going to hear the left first, and then I'm going to hear the right, because the right is slightly delayed.
Are so beautiful to me.
So so that's it's set to dual mode. And then you can always, like you said, control your feedback. Usually the default feedback setting in most of the plugins work. If you can, most times I increase that when I'm trying to achieve some type of effect, maybe a delay throw. Then I can increase the feedback so it keeps ringing. Very cool effect, like you heard previously in the example that we did. So I'm gonna move to ping pong right here. And ping pong, yeah, and I think it's holding my previous setting. Let me go back to default and then click ping pong. All right, so I'm gonna put the weight to 100%.
Are so beautiful to me. Oh, you are so.
So that's ping pong. That's what we use more, right? I shouldn't say that's what we use more, but it's a mode on its own. And then the way you can, but one thing I must mention, this plugin right here, Everything But Sound Toys, this video is not sponsored. I mean, this is adding, like from what I hear, it's basically adding very nice what is coloration, or not saturation, but even it has a saturation which we've not drived, but it sounds good. That's just what I wanted to point out. It just sounds good by itself. Okay, so on the Manny Marroquin here, Everything by Manny here, I love, just like I love his mixes. I love the plugins that he made through with Waves. To achieve your ping pong, literally you want to move, I believe, and I'm saying this correctly, but you want to move out of the host mode here, maybe to your millisecond. That way you can adjust. Well, another way, or actually maybe we can keep it to host. Here's what we're gonna do, and then turn off the link. So the two channels are now independent of one another. So I can adjust while still being synced to my tempo. I can adjust what I want the left side to do to the right side. So I'm gonna play an audio example.
Are so beautiful to me.
So I mean, that is pretty fast. Sounds like you're in a room. So we can crank the delay up. I'll use 16 note here, and I'll use maybe 16, maybe triplet here. I think that's what that is. Let's hear it.
Are so beautiful to me. Oh, you are so beautiful to me.
So you can have that freedom to do what you wanted, to get that same kind of ping pong effect too. And for more minute control, if you want to be very detailed, you can use, like I mentioned earlier, play with the numbers instead of those kind of time signature that it's stuck to. And then a lot of the delays, because of the tricks that engineers do, and it seems like even on this song too, I think I used the Echo Boy. The Echo Boy actually uses bypassed. It's inactive. I was sending from that Echo Boy to a different verb. So the common trick too is that you would send your delay signal into another verb, maybe the verb that the vocal is going into, a different verb, just to create more space around maybe the vocal or around the instrument that you're working on. So in this case, the sound toys have this saturation here, which is great for you to drive the input or to drive the sound. You can also control your inputs as well.
Oh, you are so beautiful to me. Oh, you are so.
Yeah, so you can hear that saturation going on in there. And then say you don't have enough input coming into the delay channel, you can adjust that, push it.
Oh, you are so beautiful.
These are pretty good features to have. Let's try the rhythm one. Don't really use that much.
Oh, you are are so beautiful to me.
Okay, so that's gonna take some time to get used to. But like I said, so I've covered the basics, and that's what I want to do here in this video, to showcase the time, also the feedback and how to use them. So I hope this was helpful. So some things you want to do, like your delays, if you can find, maybe let's just play this note here. Let's see what this is doing here.
Now I can fly and I can dance, 'cause I've caught another train.
Okay, I can play the song.
Now I can fly and I can dance, 'cause I've caught another train. Together hand in hand, now we can love again. Can't believe that you came along, gave me reason to run.
So right there, what the background is doing, something you could have maybe tried if the background wasn't there with delay.
Now we can love again. Can't believe that you came along, gave me
And we can still try that. So can't believe that
you came.
can't believe that you came. So that would be like let's try. I think that could be like 8 notes or quarter notes. Most likely 8. So maybe quarter. Let's go to. Sometimes I don't use ping pong. Even I said it's common, I'll switch to dual here, because I just want to hear them once, not going back and forth like that. So let's try with. And then what I'll do is, with Pro Tools, I'm going to automate that particular delay for that section right there. So bring it to 0 first.
Now we can love again. Can't believe that you came.
Believe that you. So let's see.
Can't believe that you came along. Can't believe that you came along.
Because it's an example, it might not work, but I just wanted to show you. So this is what you call, like, delay throw, which is always good to have handy. Have that in my templates. I always use the quarter notes for that. That's kind of really what works, not your 8 notes. It's too quick. Okay, what am I doing here? Let me just grab Ken. Starts from here, right? So okay. Let's turn it up. Okay, so that is too quick. So I'm gonna use. Okay, let me just use that, right? It's quicker. Half note. Okay, so you guys can hear it. That's the effect. Let me mute the background.
Now we can love again. Can't believe that you came along. Gave me reason to run.
And then, so that sounds good. With stuff like that, now you see it sounds pretty dry. But before that, I want to create some type of separation. Actually, increase the feedback a little bit first. Let's see.
Now we can love again. Can't believe that you came along. Gave me reason to.
Right. So remove a lot of the low end here so that it can poke through well. We want it to sound slightly different. I'll keep some of the top end.
Now we can love again. Can't believe that you came along. Gave me reason to.
And then the reason why. So, because we're using Sound Toys, Echo Boy has this telephone, so I can sometimes I'll go through to see which one might work better. So different. Now you're putting it in the space where it should be. Other things you can do, like I said, you might want to send that to a verb. I'm not sure if that verb is active right now. Okay, there's something on there, and let's see.
Now we can love again. Can't believe that you came along. Gave me reason to write this song.
So, and this is how you kind of start getting creative. Another thing, once I've done this, is like, can I make that sound cooler, right? Maybe saturation, or if there's some type of modulation. Not sure if this has it. Maybe you can do that as well too.
Now we can love again. Can't believe that you came along. Gave me reason to write. Now we can love again. Can't believe that you came along. Gave me reason to write this.
Okay, so that's one, and then I want to send to a reverb.
Now we can love again. Can't believe that you came along. Gave me reason to write this song.
All right, so you guys get the idea, and I think that's cool. I might not leave it in here because it's clashing a little bit with the repeat that the background vocals, right, are doing. But that's how to use delay. So you want to always kind of have in your template your 16 note. Very kind of good to have that. Your 16 note, 8 note delay, and then either quarter note or half note. In this case, I thought it was quarter, but it's really half note because we're waiting for, I think, that sentence to be over before we come in. So you just have to play around quarter note or half note. And then last but not the least is slap delay. And then slap delay is also something you can use. And I would say I learned slap delay by watching maybe Chris Lodalji. Some of those tutorials that you pay for. Oh, and I like the effect. It's just tucked in down. There's like a quick, it's like, that's kind of how you can, if you don't have a double, for instance, but it's more than a double. But let's say you don't have a double, you can always use slap delay. Let's see if they have, and if they don't have, I'll just show you. Sometimes I like to go, so I'm going to look at vocal. Most times you still have to change it still, because okay, I'm going to push it to 100%.
Now we can love again.
Oh, there's a reverb. I can hear the reverb. Let me mute it. Okay.
Now we can love.
All right, so this is our delay. Oh, there's still some automation going on there. Let me delete. There you go. I hope this is helpful.
Now we can love again. Can't believe that you came along. Now we can love again.
So I'm gonna remove some of the high frequency first, because in a slap I think you want it to be kind of closer to the, high frequency is just competing with the main one. Don't want that.
Now we can love again.
Remove some of the lows too.
Now we can love again.
So with that, as you can see, with slap delay, you don't really want to be. Remember I said that earlier, right? And you see the preset we're using here is not in sync mode. You want to adjust that to taste, to how you want it to sound like. Is it super close or a little bit far? And that's where I see slap delay, right?
Now we can love again.
Right, so now it's like close.
Now we can love again. Now we can love again. Pick me up and carry me, yes, till I could walk on my own. You taught me step by step how to trust you, yes. And
so put the singer in the room. My favorite one that I use is by, I think, IK Multimedia. Tape echo right here. I don't remember spending so much time with this stuff, trying to figure out how to use it, especially what all of this guy means: sustain, volume, Sometimes I still get confused, but I just play. And I think the sustain is like your feedback. And then here, right here, this is your time. So tempo, I'm gonna echo. I'm not gonna. Okay, no, BPM sync is okay. This is the right here, the BPM. So see, it's sync right here, and you can detach that. So let's hear this. So usually slapback, it can't be that far. Usually around maybe around 4 sometimes is where I get good slapback effect.
Pick me up and carry me, yes.
That's what I'm saying. So this sounds like your old. I don't know what this was modeled after, but I think I've seen this in some studios. But that's kind of how I envision slap delay and the sound that I like.
Pick me up and carry me, yes, till I can walk on my own. You taught me step by step.
It's going pitching in and out. 3, 4.
Pick me up and carry me, yes, till I can walk on my own. You taught me step by step how to trust you, yes. And now I can fly and I can dance, 'cause I've got another chance. Together hand in hand, now we can love again. Can't believe that you came along, gave me reason to write this song, 'cause you inspire me over and over again. You are, you are, you are, you are the air I breathe, the song I sing, yeah. You are, you are. Pick me up and carry me, yes, till I can walk on my own.
Yeah, so that's acting like, it's repeating more.
Pick me up and carry me.
All right, so that's delay. We just covered slap delay as well. So you can use any plugin for this, and you can also use delays for different tricks to get more stereo width on a mono sound. You can duplicate that sound, and then you add slight delay to it, maybe 50. Just have to listen to it. So I hope this tutorial right here has been really helpful, and if you like what you see and what you hear and this style of tutorial, please don't forget to like and subscribe. I do have a bunch of videos I'll be releasing soon. Thank you again for watching. Thank you. Have a wonderful day. Bye.